We were waiting
Nothing
on you
weird.
because we realized we were powerless without the Decker.
You got a mage and a rigger. You're fine.
Yeah, but we need like some chief information to use that, like addresses.
Okay. Well, I gave you guys a clone of everything.
Oh, did you already?
And no skills to use it.
I think I found something important. It's his recipe for chicken Alfredo. Shit.
So
I found pills that'll boost your magic energy.
Okay. All right. Where was I? Yes, we were going to find the guy's information, address, all of that stuff. And I'm compiling a packet to try to make his case foolproof. So get him boosted to detective as quick as we can.
And then we can bribe him.
Then he will owe us.
Then be like, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us.
Oh, we'll have a failsafe. We'll keep a backup of all the information and whatnot.
Okay.
I don't want to blackmail somebody. I want them to want to work with us. But, if they get too big for their britches and you need to bring them in a little bit, like, look, man, we made you. We can break you.
I was going to say they're Lone Star. They're barely human. We can bribe them.
We can, but I'm trying not to. We want to take this one guy and, get in good with him. And, if we make his career, it could be beneficial for us later on.
And just because
He's of consenting age.
Just because I don't have
grooming them is okay.
What were the tech item? What was the stuff that you took off of the Lone Star Cop? Maybe I can give you ways to track them.
It was his SimSense rig, we left his bricked glasses. We took his SimSense rig and his radio, his old school radio.
His old school radio. Okay. Got it. Yeah, that ain't gonna help. All right, so you're looking for a way to get a hold of this cop. I think Glitch said he might have a way to do that. I'm not sure though.
Breacher.
Yes. Breacher.
Oh yeah.
And everything crossed up.
Maybe. Yeah, I've got. What do I have there? Yeah, I just marked it down as a Lone Star contact, connection 3, loyalty 1. Oh shucks, I didn't open the table. The Foundry.
It's all good. It's open.
Oh, did we get the link?
I can send it, but it should be pinned.
Oh, it's always the same.
Always the same. That's one thing I like about it, because it just connects directly to my rig.
I think I got it right there.
Coolio.
Yep. There we go.
There we go. Now I know what it is.
Yeah. Get that connection. If it helps at all, it could try and track down. I mean, something got to be identifiable enough to give the contact and be like, we're looking for this guy.
Like login information.
In his SimSense rig, did he pick up his badge and look at it at all? Did he pick up his ID and look at it at all?
No, it's just the most you see are his hands, his sleeves on his jacket. It looked like he turned it on about a block or so away from where you saw him in the alley. Like
any reflection as he was walking by windows?
So is this like a body cam? This is a SimSense rig?
So SimSense rigs
be the modern day? Well, I know what a SimSense rig is. I'm asking if it's serving that purpose here.
From what you can tell of the video, yes, but it's kind of weird that they would use SimSense for that. Because it's recording everything. Like what they feel, what they smell, like it's recording the entire sensational spectrum. But yeah, it seems to be serving that purpose.
No, the reason I was asking is just like usually, like if it's a body cam or something, like it's assigned and has their identifying
Oh,
information on it.
yeah,
That's why I was
no.
curious.
No,
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 no
no,
such
no.
luck. Huh?
No such luck there. But yeah, you know what? We can go with there being a reflection in the in one of the windows on the way by. That'll give you
If
guys
he's got it,
in.
if we can pull a reflection, I'll run that against facial recognition databases.
Okay.
Maybe he's got a badge number on him in the reflection too.
Also excellent. Yes, good point.
I like a little chaos for that. Let's go 50-50. There's a badge number in there. Whoever wants to roll it can. But before you roll it, call it high or low for what you want.
You guys want me to?
Yeah, it's your
Sure.
idea. Roll.
Okay. Hi.
High, it has it. That's not a D100.
Damn it.
That was a D6.
My bad. Damn it.
Yeah, still damn it.
72.
Would have been
Good idea, but no dice. You see the badge,
That's all right.
but you can't make out the badge number.
What about like a last name tag, like, K Johnson kind of thing?
Ooh, you know what? Yeah, you can. You do see a name badge on his jacket. Absolutely. And that name will be K Johnson. Let's go with that.
Damn it. If he didn't have any sort of identifier, like a badge number on his Simpsons rig, they probably wanted us to kill him.
Maybe. But since we didn't, let's see if we can't elevate him.
Also, tell him that he was a patsy and they wanted us to kill him, and maybe that would ingratiate him to us.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get a hold of him and not get arrested.
Okay. You track this guy down through facial recognition systems.
Facial recognition, and we have a last name
You
now.
have a last name.
And a first initial.
And a first initial. That'll just be a simple, we'll say a threshold of 2 for a data search, just because that's a fairly common last name, so it's going to take you a little bit to find the right one. It's kind of like searching for somebody on Facebook nowadays. Got the
All
name,
right.
but you get too many
Data
responses.
With the browse program.
Jesus.
Oh, that's a lot of ones.
That's a lot of one.
That's one,
Uh,
2, 3,
that's-
4,
That's a full-on glitch.
6. Yeah, that is a full-on glitch.
Not a critical glitch.
Not a
full-on
critical glitch. But you get everything from K Johnson's Herbalife page, something for a new type of lube called K Johnson's. You kind of put yourself down a weird internet rabbit hole there.
All right, we're gonna put an agent on this to sift through all of this stuff.
You can make another check in an hour.
That's fine. We'll put an agent on that, and I'll go back to compiling all the information into what would be useful legalese.
Yeah, that's okay. And I don't exactly know what you mean by that.
Basically, I'm going to take all of the information that we have on this orc, and I'm going to try to put it into something that he's not going to have to try to sift through. Basically, a ready-made packet of go get this guy. This will put him away.
Okay.
Paint by numbers With
Yes, a paint by numbers walkthrough. Go get this guy. He's the one that killed the high profile target. Here's the proof. This is where he's at. Go fuck him up.
Hey, can you infiltrate the work records of the people that work in that building?
Maybe. I don't know if I still have my back door or not.
Giggity. Because if he's legitimately working there and maybe was doing night work as something else, breaking people's fingers and such, then maybe we can find information based on his pay. Even if it's in cash, it's got to have a name of some sort, even if it's fake.
Let's give it a shot. Is the back door still open for that building?
Yeah, we'll go with yeah. We'll make it easy.
All right. We'll find our individual if he has any records there.
All right.
Want another data search?
Yeah, why not? There's a lot.
Kevin Johnson, Kim Johnson, Kavina Johnson, Kyle Johnson.
Better. Much gooder.
Much gooder.
3, 4, 5, 6 successes. So yes, you're able to track down this orc through the employee files. You see he's got like the standard profile picture for his badge taken. He has a name of Al Glenry.
I'm going to cross-reference that. Does he have a sin number on there?
No sin.
No sin. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll cross-reference that name with sin files. Should be public record, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. That is public record.
And see what comes back, and if that same name comes back as the orc in question.
But no sin.
Right. Okay. There's no sin listed there, but I'm just seeing if that name comes back.
Okay. Comes
from
off
the system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Rusty Shackelford situation.
Gotcha. You thought it. That'll be just a stand.
Yeah, I'm getting it. I've got to hit
there.
the
You got too many dice. Okay, so that's a few successes. 2, 4, 6 successes again.
It's like 6 successes. Yeah.
Man, I need a good dice. I need a better Shadowrun tabletop for future games. You're not able to pull up. Actually, wait. You are able to pull up some public records on him. Al Glenry actually does have a criminal sin.
Okay.
Oh.
Does it now a picture of that individual?
In some of the files, news articles, and everything you're able to pull up from that search, yeah, it does match your orc in question from the factory.
Perfect. Can we get a copy of what his sin number is? It's a criminal sin. Is that correct?
$9.99. You can get it through one of the local sin data banks. It'll cost you money, but yeah, you can get it from like one of those background.
$9.99 is in 10 new yen or
Yeah.
999 new yen.
10 new yen.
Okay.
From the equivalent of Shadowrun Intellis, or whatever background search is the flavor of the week that everybody's hawking online. Run your date through this before
Is
you
it
get
criminal
Apple
finder.
Books.
like an actual subscription? I can do this more than once, or I got to pay for it every time?
It's a monthly subscription at 10 new yen a month.
Okay, that's fine.
I hope you use a fake email.
Yeah, that gets you 4 basic searches a month, and for 20 you get unlimited searches.
We'll stick with the 10 for right now. All right. We'll attach that criminal sin and the information that we found on that to the packet for this individual.
Okay. And it's nothing.
And then we have the video of Frankie's assault, correct?
Yep, that's going in there.
Okay.
The video of the assault, the video of him setting up the drone, the video of him clicking the button, all of that stuff. Him casing various locations, him casing us, all of it.
Okay.
The assault and the attack on Frankie's bar.
Okay. All right.
That works.
So what you're saying is we have enough data to make a very powerful enemy, because Frankie obviously didn't do this alone. And if we just turn this all in and get Frankie busted, sure, the congressperson's gone, but like the mastermind is still out there.
We're not getting Frankie busted.
Not Frankie, I mean the orc. Sorry, apologies.
Yeah. No, we're not getting Frankie busted. This should exonerate Frankie, ideally in a perfect way.
That's more of what I meant, though. Get the orc busted.
Yeah, we'll get the orc busted, and if it is there anything on his comlink about who would have orchestrated the hit on us for this? Is there a data log of any of that stuff, or is it just a random Johnson?
You got some information back from this search, and it looks like he's got some contacts again. Remember, the comlink was everything was all Horizon based. And subsidiaries. So you do have some contact information for a couple known Johnsons that work shadow runs for Horizon on occasionally.
Okay.
So nothing concrete, but several of their phone numbers.
We'll make copies of those, and I'll hand them out to everybody as well. We'll shoot those over to their comlink so they have the data on that. It's always good to have Johnson's contact numbers, even if we don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think one of them is the one who set us up.
Oh, probably. Actually,
the politician that was assassinated, Winry, what's her name? I can't remember her last name.
Cortez.
Can I basically do a quick cross reference on ye olde Shadowrun Google for her and Horizon to see if maybe she was I don't know, championing any bills that would be a thorn in Horizon's ass.
Okay. So she was a champion of bills that would be a thorn in every mega corporation's ass. Things that you found that were pretty specific to Horizon were things like her accusing them of suppressing certain stories, articles, using their Pito network to amplify certain people and suppress other people. Basically using their undue influence in Seattle and UCAS elections.
Okay. And then she was running against someone else at the time, correct?
Yeah, I can't remember the name I gave this, but I think it was Bracavians, one of his guys.
Okay.
One of his picks for that council seat.
Sounds like a Malkavian. So could be that Horizon teamed up with her competition, sponsored, if you will, and is doing this dirty deed done probably relatively dirt cheap. Shadowrunners are not known for being expensive quandaries when they're like this.
Fair.
So where we're at then is we are going to get together this guy's data and we're going to turn it over to Green Jeans, the detective, and we're going to explain what we know as of right now and hope to God he doesn't get assassinated in the crossfire.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
We're going to give it to him. And hopefully he can build a case out of it. We need to explain to him that he needs to do it fucking discreetly, and go from there.
Also, relatively quickly, because if he
Oh, yeah.
waits too long, then we're probably going to get geeked.
Well, that brings the other issue of, do we want to shadow him then if and when he goes to collect this guy and make sure that he can actually do it?
Maybe. I
I
mean,
mean, I don't know which end of
if you
a gun to pull the trigger on and not look at. I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, you don't know how to fire a gun. It's
Um,
so easy.
Bang bang. No, no idea. This is my gun. Points to his contract. Comlink.
Um, hmm. We should also check in with Frankie and let him know we tracked down the guy who beat the crap out of him.
You can do that. Yep. Actually, you want to do that? Get a hold
Me?
of Frankie.
Oh,
Yeah, you've got his number.
sure.
Get a hold
I'm
of
gonna
him.
dial Frankie up on my burned comlink, or my not burned, my my garbage comlink.
Okay.
I'm going to do the second hour rule for the browse on finding this guy, the cop.
Okay. I'll take a quick look at that.
It's the agent is so much better at it than I am. He's only a rank 3 agent, so I lose the dice on the program, but fuck.
Oh yeah, 7 successes. He kicked your ass.
Well, I
So
keep him around.
You ring up Frankie. He pops up on vid on the Matrix call, and you can tell he's somewhere nice and warm. He's wearing an uncharacteristically brightly colored floral print shirt, and he's got a drink with an umbrella in it. He's, oh, Red Bear. What's going
Hey,
on?
Frankie, is that a Mai Tai?
Mojito.
Oh, nice. So we tracked down the individual that upended your domicile, we'll say.
Oh, really? That's good news.
Yeah.
Did you guys go put him 6 feet down or what?
Well, because we also have the heat on us, because we can't seem to turn down the heater by ourselves, we're going to get the HVAC repairman who we ran into once to turn the heat down by turning over the individual that mussed up the HVAC system. I hope I'm not being too weird.
Oh no, not at all, not at all.
Okay.
Apparently, Al wants to talk right now. Let me go shut that door real quick.
Do 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 do. You know, in all the years of Shadowrun I played, you know what stats I've never used? Composure and judge intention.
Never once.
Okay, back. Somebody was walking a collie, and both Winry and Al were like, "Hey, we want to go outside now," and that's just not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Okay, so no, I get what you're putting down. Yeah, he doesn't.
Cool.
It'd be nice to get him in the basement to work, but if you're going to call the HVAC, that works as well.
I mean, we got to like cover our butts too, and this might take the heat off of us if we can put the heater on someone else's room for a little bit. We just wanted to make sure you didn't have any resources that would be helpful in finding us the HVAC repairman that we need.
I mean, I have a long list of repair people. Depends on which one you're looking for.
Someone he's kind of a noob. He's very new on the scene, just got his certification by the name of Kay Johnson. He was in the back alley working on your building when we were leaving that one time.
Oh, you're going for a licensed professional. You're not just grabbing any just handy Andy here.
No.
Gotcha. Yeah. Give me a little bit, make some phone calls, and I'll shoot some info over to your link.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'm gonna get back to my
And I
mojito.
hope you enjoy your vacation.
Oh, I absolutely. These mojitos, top. Very, very top.
They look refreshing.
Real mint. And he hangs up the call.
So Frankie might have a way to reach him. I don't know, hopefully. We'll find out.
Agent. Okay, what did the agent find? The agent found this guy's Pito account. And some of his other social medias. Looks like he had quite a bit of fun hobbies for a while. He enjoyed going out fishing around the Seattle area, up in the Salish a little bit, off in the Sound, and hiking, all the stereotypical Pacific Northwest outdoorsy stuff that people do. About 3 months ago in his feeds, he stopped posting a lot of those pictures. His stories go into how him and his fiance broke up, and been pretty sparse in his posting since then. Not a lot of mentions for work, but it does say that he does work for the Star, or just started working, I should say. So not a whole lot there. He doesn't post anything at work. Except for maybe like the occasional picture of himself over at a stuffer shack with a cup of coffee, like ready to start my day after 13 hours.
Oh, I fucking hate this guy.
The equivalent of somebody who takes pictures of every meal they eat before they eat it. You get that with coffee.
He's
It's the mediocre Lone Star equivalent of Live, Laugh, Love.
You get the feeling from his feed that it's more like Live, Laugh, Toaster Bath right now for him.
Gotcha. What's the most recent post? Is he at work today?
Actually, he might be in the hospital.
His most recent post was from last night. And it was, it says something along the lines of starting the next 12 hour. Here I am, coffee number 1.
Okay. And would it be posted at, his shift being over by now?
What time is it where you guys are right now? I cannot remember, so I'm going to roll a d12, and that's going to be the hour. It is 8 p.m. Let's see. What's the minute? Roll D60. It is 8. Oh, yeah, that'll work. 11 past 8. He's in his shift. He'll be getting off rather soon, actually. He was doing a 9 to 9.
Okay. Wait till he gets off. Give him about 20 minutes or so after. And then if we found a phone number, I'll send out a message to him.
Okay. Breacher, or what are you doing, if anything?
Yeah, I really don't have much to do.
We're just, do you have a flying drone?
Yeah, I've got a drone. God, yeah, it's a standard one.
Can we find a location for where this guy lives through his information?
You know what? Yeah. You can narrow it down. Well, actually, because you have your background searches, and he works for the Star. Yeah, you can get an apartment building, and a mailing address. Something,
all right.
It's something in Everett.
What's the range?
Bro should use incognito.
What's the range on your drone?
Good question. Is the Ford? Does it have a range on there? Here we go. God, there's so much data in this one little sheet.
Right.
Right.
Shadowrun.
Actually, Christ. It doesn't say here. I'd have to actually look it up. It looks like it just shows me what short, medium, long is, but it doesn't tell me what that actual range is.
Well, that's your shooting range, I would imagine. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think as long as you have signal, you should be all right.
I would think. Isn't that what the whole damn Matrix is about?
It's totally.
Yeah, I would think that that would work too. I'm not really too hung up on the minutia of the rules when it comes to the drone, because, like you said, you should have access to it if you have signal. Um,
Yeah,
I mean,
I would think.
How big is
It's-
that drone?
This is the it's the standard one. It's like the basic one that the cops use and throw in the back of their cars. So it's the same size there. It's considered a medium.
Okay. So, I mean, it's not going to attract a huge amount of attention.
No.
But, okay.
It'd be like driving flying the Crown Vic around.
yeah, it's probably about the size of what, like a big soccer ball or kickball or something, I would think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I always pictured it as like one off of the Viper TV show.
what I'm thinking is we'll load up your drone with a copy of the information, encrypt it for delivery purposes. We'll give this guy a call, see if he's actually, interested in whatnot, and then shoot him the decrypt for the encryption, so that he's the only one that can undo it. You deliver the drone, and we'll try to make a friend.
I'm not gonna lie. I think this is something we need to deliver in person.
I mean, we can. I'm a little leery because of, I stand
The fact that he's a cop.
well, aside from the fact that he's a cop and, we did beat the shit out of him and take his stuff. And, my face has been plastered all over the tread.
No, it's fine. You don't have to go. But he knows who the three of us are in general. If one of us were to approach him and the other two hide somewhere nearby, I I think if we just dump a bunch of information in his lap, he's not going to move on it as fast as he needs to. He's going to be way more suspicious. He's going to bring it to someone else's attention. He's going to be more worried about where did this data come from rather than is the data reliable.
That's a fair point.
It's like if you get a text and it's like, hey, you owe toll money. You're going to be like, but do I though? I don't even own a car.
Well, we can go.
He goes to the same stuffer shack like every other day, right?
Yeah, he goes to the same stuffer shacks.
Public place, stuffer shack, buy him a coffee, explain the situation.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
All right. I mean, I can also give it to him if neither of y'all want to. You got the getaway car and you found the data.
However, you guys want to do it. That's outside of my realm of expertise.
I got Lumpy for backup.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm still stuck on that question. He's got a point. Face to face does a lot more than shit just falling out of the sky on you.
Well, does he stop by Stuffer Shack on the way home? Or is that how he starts his day?
He probably grabs a cup of coffee and then on the morning, he does grab a cup of coffee in the morning on his way out, and he, sometimes will stop by the same one since it's close to home to grab a sad sack of food to go home and eat.
So we go on as he's ending his shift and we see if he's going to get a sad sack. And if we don't, we meet him tomorrow morning for coffee.
We have his address. We could just go to his house.
That works too.
Well,
All right. Well, which do you want to do? Stuffer Shack or head to his house or his apartment?
Hmm.
We can control the apartment. Stuffer Shack would give us the benefit of a public location. He's not going to just start shooting if we're in a public location. But if we're in his apartment, if we're in his building, we can kind of control the situation a little better.
I would say let's do his building. I'm still,
All right.
I'm kind of the poster child, having been plastered everywhere. So
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go find a baseball
Less
cap.
variables.
Because if I wear a baseball cap and he looks at his peephole, he's just going to see the hat. He's not going to see my face because I'm short. I'm going to go dig around some of the local dumpsters for a pizza box and a baseball cap.
The pizza box is an easy find.
Nice.
Baseball cap will run you a little bit of time. We'll say 20 minutes or so.
That's fine.
It's just it's a crappy old baseball cap. It's probably been in, laying around out here in the dirt and filth for a while. Very very dirty, very dirty. Probably very smelly.
I'm going to shake it off as best I can.
Smells like street.
And go back up to the apartment with my freshly grossed baseball cap and my greasy empty box of pizza.
Okay.
I'm ready when you guys are.
all right, we'll grab a packet of information, gear up, and head out.
Yeah. Definitely get out there.
From your safe house to this area out in Redmond, or I'm sorry, Everett, probably takes you with traffic 35 minutes to get there. So you're getting there just about 9 o'clock. Just about.
Okay.
It's a perfect time for pizza.
True.
So
All right. So
Should we have stopped and got some pizza?
that's what the box is for.
Ah.
Here's your empty greasy pizza box. I love it. So good. So is there a directory on the building for apartments?
no, this is one of those places that doesn't exactly have that. Oh, you know what? Not a traditional directory, but there is a set of mailboxes downstairs. Turnkey mailboxes.
Is there are they all just numbers on them, or
They're
do
all
they
just
have
numbers.
they're all okay.
That's the closest thing that you got. But if you remember right from your data search, you were able to get the address from that background checker along with the apartment number.
That'll work. We'll roll there.
Okay. You make it up. You're at the door. This is
What kind of a node does that building have? Is it on grid, I assume?
it's on grid, and this is one of those kind of very cheap economy type places. You don't live here if you have better choices.
Gotcha.
Or if you made better
Standard
choices.
locks, not mag lock.
Yeah, and it's turnkey lock. Like there's not a lot of high tech security here at all. It's a couple notches above your safe house.
So would the node be just to track stuff like electricity and water usage?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go up to his door. I'm assuming I'm the only one at the door, and you guys are either in the vehicle or around the corner kind of thing.
I think we should all go up. We'll just sit on each side of the door.
Out of peephole view. Smart.
Yep.
Smart. So yeah. I'll go up to the door and knock on it loudly.
Okay. You bang on the door. You hear some movement behind it, and door opens up, just a crack. It's still got the chain attached to it. Guys, kind of peeking through the gap.
Is this Mr. Johnson? Cursed Earth Pizza with delivery.
I didn't order no pizza. Wrong address.
You are K. Johnson at, and I'll rattle off his address.
Yeah, that's me, but I didn't order a pizza.
Oh, well, buddy, I can't go back with this. Like, if you could slip me a $5, you can have the pizza.
Ugh. Fine. And he closes the door, unchains it, opens it up.
Pull my hat off. Hello, Officer Johnson.
Yeah, did I? He's trying to hand you the fiver, and he's reaching for the box. He's like, "What? Did I give you a parking ticket or something?"
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I waggle my fingers at him. It may have been hard to see me because we were in a dark alleyway.
And
Come around the side and stand behind the dwarf.
so he's
Stand
gonna
behind him.
turn like white as a sheet.
It's okay. Everything's
A
cool.
moment.
We just want to
A
chat for a
moment.
minute.
A moment of your time, officer.
He does the whole look on both sides of the hallway. All right, well, get in here.
Yeah, come in.
All right. What's going on? You shouldn't be here.
You're
we're
right.
aware.
I've been
We're aware.
talking and my mic's been muted. I'll be the last one in and lean against that door.
We came with a proposition. Glitch?
I'll pull up my comm link and send him a couple of images. Does he have a trade in here?
Yeah, he's got a TV. He's got Tridia.
I'll link up to his trid and I'll start sending things up onto the trid for him. I forget that not everybody looks around in AR. And begin going through what we've found so far. Pull out his SimSense rig and whatnot, set it on the thing for him. Sorry, I took that. My apologies. But what we have here, Mr. Johnson, is a unique opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So, from what I gathered, you have had a rough couple of months here.
Yeah, things have been pretty bad since Kate left.
Yeah, fiance left you. You're now working for the Star. You got beat up in an alley behind a bar. It's just a bad overall turn of events. Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest.
Sorry, we're sorry about that. By the way,
Really am.
what our proposition here is for you is, how would you like to be a hero?
He's gonna
Fast track. Go ahead.
He's gonna look at. He's like, he opens up the pizza box and he's like, looks at you. He's like, there's no pizza here.
Sorry about that.
Oh my god.
And he walks. He's walking over and he goes into his kitchen, sets the pizza box down while you're talking on the counters.
We could try to fast track you to detective.
And how exactly would you do that?
Well, this gentleman, and I'll pull up the photo of said orc. I forget what his name was. Ensign Fuckhead. Is the one that killed that elf in the crowd the other day. Set up the drone, framed us for the whole thing. And I'll begin pulling up footage showing all of the SimSense footage that we had, everything. Frankie's footage, all of it.
he looks at it, and he looks a bit nervous. He's like, that's a lot.
You knew this already, didn't you?
So he's still in the kitchen, and he's kind of fiddling with the box and everything behind the over on the counter. And he's like, don't know what you're talking about. That's just, why me? Why are you coming?
He's calling the cops.
Why are you coming
Yeah,
over to my place?
His
Why
hands
not
are
just-
out of view, you're saying? I
What?
don't like that.
What?
His hands are out of view. I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they are out of
I'm
view.
gonna
Is there
have
any
to
comm
invade
traffic
I'm
going
gonna
in
have
and
to
out?
invade his personal space.
Does he have any comm traffic?
Okay, so one thing at a time. So you're going to invade his personal space, right, Preacher?
Oh yeah.
All right, so when you go up to see what he's doing and get into his space, you can see he's fiddling down in one of the in his cutlery drawer. That's got like his forks and knives and stuff like that in there.
Sorry, I didn't want to be rude because Fred was
Yep.
asking something.
And then-
No, you're good. You're good. I was just making sure you didn't have a comm signal going out and calling in reinforcements to where we're having to dive multiple stories down out of a window.
No,
That
no,
sounds like fun.
no calls out have been made, from what you can tell.
Gotcha. Our proposition is simple. I'll provide you with a perfectly gift wrapped slam dunk of a case. We felt a little bit bad for what happened the other night in the alley.
Just relax, pal. We're here to help you help us. But you gotta let us help you first.
And you want to know why we came to you? Well, quite frankly, we can't just turn everything over to the cops without some kind of like voice, so to speak, because who's going to believe us, like publicly? But we want this guy busted for actually screwing with our lives. And I'm sure you could use the win. And the guy needs to go away for offing a politician who was actually trying to do something halfway decent. We have so few of those.
And if this works out for everybody involved, it could be the first step towards others down the way.
You watch a lot of Tridio, man? Like, this is like a classic 90s like sitcom thing.
You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. We're going to offer the first exchange, so to speak.
And if this guy killed that politician, was able to orchestrate the assassination of her in the middle of a crowded area, you don't think that they couldn't get to me going into the station?
They don't know that
No.
we're here.
I mean, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. That's fine.
Point us to somebody else in your organization that wants a win.
Or is
they'll be
willing to at least
banging
take
your
the risk.
ex-fiancé.
He was able to move more freely before because he wasn't a target. You put that target on his back, he's not going to be able to make the same moves.
Yeah. Or you can give us somebody else in your organization that wants the win, wants the prestige, and might as well give them your ex-fiance's phone number as well.
He shoots you just kind of a dirty look at that last statement, and it's fine. I'll do it. But if this goes south, this is all going to be on you. I can't
We
protect
understand.
I
you
mean,
guys.
it already is.
I can't protect you.
We're not asking.
Yeah. No, we understand. That's.
You'll
We're not
owe
asking
me,
you to protect us. We're just asking you.
and you'll owe me for this.
Well,
Actually, it's going to be the
if
other
you
way
don't get a
around.
promotion, we'll owe you. Or like dinner with the mayor or a date or something.
When this is all said and done, you'll be thanking us. Trust us.
Okay. I'll do it.
I'll
All
pull I'll pull $20 in New Yen out and set it on the counter. This is for an actual pizza.
Okay.
And I'll toss the chip with the encrypted data on it, and I'll hand him an encryption key or a decryption key.
All right.
Right.
Everything's all set.
There are only two of these keys. I have the other one.
A takes the key. Okay, I'll bring this stuff in tomorrow when I report in.
You don't know us. You've never seen us. You have been working the case since it happened because you are fascinated by the concept of assassination of a meta variant rights organization figurehead, right?
Or something just didn't smell right with the case, to quote every hard-boiled detective.
I love it.
Sure. Yeah, that'll work. That's what I'll do. Like, okay.
At home.
Do. Have a lovely evening, officer. I'll close the door behind us.
Yeah.
Hey, can you keep an eye on him with your drone after? And this is after we're getting down to the car and stuff.
Guy was already thinking the same thing. I'm curious to see if he has any visitors tonight. Yeah. So I'd already put my, I'd be issuing the, God, a patrol route for the drone gained rate for that to run.
I need 2 seconds, okay? You guys go handle that. I've got to call the wife back real quick. She's about to crash.
He
I
meant
hope
bed.
you
He meant
see-
bed. Yeah, yeah. I thought about that for a
Hold on.
second.
Did we just get a glitch lore drop? Is Glitch married?
I think he just read Flashy thing, the Lone Server group. You don't know us. Here's what really happened.
that's the thing I was looking
Swamp
for.
gas. Yeah, I started looking it up and started getting really intrigued that the crap these guys have in here in terms of signal for hacking and everything in Shadowrun. I'm like, wait a minute, they've got rules for attenuation and dB noise, and Magic creates EMI RFI. Awesome. You would never be without a job in Seattle. There.
I was logging into Discord on my phone to see what you were saying.
Yeah.
There we go. Signal rating.
So it's like, yeah, but there's a lot written around it and spread out throughout the books. I was like, holy crap. They definitely have a knock agent working somewhere.
Yeah, we can assume your drone has at least 1 kilometer to 2, maybe
Right.
3 worth of range. So
Just start casting little low caliber spells around him to fuck with his signal.
I mean, apparently, yeah, but apparently it works against the deckers and everything else. As I was reading up on it, they're like, oh yeah, a lot of GMs actually use this as a way to force their riggers and deckers into a mission because they're like, no, there's too much interference, you have to go in.
Is it like a background noise kind of thing?
Yeah, all
Okay.
sorts of crap can interfere with it. So it's kind of interesting because I'm like, boy, you'd think it there's a stat here on the sheet. This should make sense. But I'm like, oh no, you just have to really know that much. Which is, I understand, Eric, why you were like, yeah, we're not going to get that deep into it.
Yeah.
I don't think even if we were playing this for years, we would get that deep into it because that reminds me too much of work. Like, no.
There's a lot of RPGs that have that whole like there's more to do in this game than anyone ever will use. There's a myriad of rules no one ever uses, and Shadowrun is like number 2 on the list of games with that.
It's why
Is RuneQuest number 1?
It's why I prefer the oldest editions of Shadowrun, first and second. They did not
Well,
get this crazy.
even second had some of that, but it was all supplemental book stuff. It was never baked into the core. Because I remember friends that ran Shadowrun back when second was still a thing, and people were like, yeah, we're using the voodoo rules, and we're using this, and we're using that. And I'm just like, stop.
So that's something I have to actually read. I've got the book over on my shelf in PDF, and I haven't. But some of my friends who've been playing Shadowrun nonstop for the past few decades, but a lot of them jumped over to that Anarchy because they were sick of all the different subsystems and everything. So I guess Anarchy is just Shadowrun light.
It's supposed to be.
I've
And
read
that's why I was
very
asking
mixed-
Eric about one day.
Yeah, I've read very mixed things about it, and enough to make me not want to make the financial investment at this point.
That's fair.
I have the PDF of the core, and it's interesting, but I think I mentioned it before. I've tried to run Shadowrun in other game systems before, and it just never feels right. Even if it's fine, it just doesn't feel right. And I think Anarchy has the same thing that makes other systems not feel right for Shadowrun. And even though it can be a pain in the ass, the bookkeeping is part of that Shadowrun experience, and it makes it kind of feel right. When it comes to like your gear and things like that.
No, I could definitely see that. I like, it's kind of funny because like I like Cyberpunk, right? Cyberpunk 2020 or Red or whatever. But I actually prefer Shadowrun and just taking out all the meta stuff and running that from back in the day.
Mechanically, I don't mind Cyberpunk. I like the simpler dice system. What I don't like is that the gear is so generic, like so painfully generic. Yeah. Because growing up playing Shadowrun, there's like we had 2 camps of players: the Ares Predator fans and the Ares Viper Silvergun fans. Like which heavy pistol fan are you? And I was a Remington room sweeper personally, but in Cyberpunk it's all very heavy pistol. End of list.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I like the Shadowrun base system, but it's, as you said, when you start adding all those other systems and subsystems, it's like, this is too much.
For me, like what bothers me, I think is indicative of the only real problem I have with the core mechanics of Shadowrun is an issue we've run into, and an issue I've run into playing multiple editions of Shadowrun, because I think it was second and third had if you roll a 6, you re-roll and add it to the previous 6 because your target numbers can get up to like 30. And you have to hit a target number on a single dice, and just number of successes were the thing. But then in 4th edition is when they started introducing the idea of glitches and critical glitches and how those impact your rolls. And like you have to balance the number of ones versus the number of successes. And it's fun and it's fine in theory, but in practice it can just be like, okay, which one is this again?
Right. It's fair. Right. So yeah, I'd probably have to go ahead. I could launch this thing and it would kind of auto itself, but then I'd have to get them back to the house, probably come back to sit a couple blocks away from the drone overnight.
Could you, so with one of Glitch's agents, could you have the agent ride the drone?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a thing.
Well, it's not a thing, but I don't see why not. Like, it wouldn't be able to function. Like, drones all have their own pilot program.
Right.
But
it would be like you're asking it's like you're asking the drone to operate for the rigger, or the agent to operate for the rigger, and just
Okay,
like,
like an autopilot software.
but smarter than regular autopilot, because we wanted to watch out for the cop,
Right.
like if he
Yeah, it would
leaves
have to
and
be
then
written in such a way where it's like, here's the pattern you're going to fly. But if any of these things happen,
let us know.
then, yeah, nice little if-then statements in there. I don't know, that, do you think that should be possible?
It was just a thought. I don't know how agents actually work. I deal with spirits and they're technically sentient, but a lot of philosophers have a question about that.
I'm gonna I'll go with rule of cool on that because it just sounds neat to throw an agent in a drone.
That does. You guys will be reading something in the next couple weeks and be like, oh shit, there's actually a rule for that. But no, yeah, I'm sure Glitch won't mind. But yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll do that. Get everyone nestled away.
It's either that or I just ask Lumpy to watch, and Lumpy would let me know. But I have to pay thousands of new yen to re-up Lumpy services. So
Oh my god, I thought something caught like the corner of my eye on the screen. It was kind of like one of those, remember those old black and white pinwheel, like mesmerizing things? It turns out it's
yeah.
the fan in Frederick's video.
uh,
Oh, it's starting to black out for a second. Like, oh wait, hold on. Kid's asking if I want food. No.
I kind of want food.
We had pizza tonight. We got pizza from a local joint called Spanky's. It's really good.
There was two places I really liked down in Tucson. One was Canal Street Pizza, and everything was like, kind of mob themed.
Of course.
Tony's pasta sauce. What's in it? None yet. But there's another place called Mama's, and I was introduced to their calzones in a brick oven place. I'll put it this way: at one point in time, we ordered the large calzone for a group of 18 people. The guy, when he was bringing it through, he had problems getting it on the elevator, and to make it into the office, we had to open up both doors, and it was still at like a 45-degree angle. The receptionist calls me. She goes, I think somebody just carried a sliced baby elephant onto the floor. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And that thing only costs like $24.
When was this?
2005.
Yeah, that tracks.
But it was
Things were still expensive, but not like now expensive.
Yeah.
Granted that this only happened recently, but that's back when Little Caesars pizzas were still only $5.
Were they $5 or $5.55?
$5.55 has been like in the last like 10 years, and they've just gone up to $6 recently.
Yeah.
When inflation hits Little Caesars.
That's my first management job, was Little Caesars back when they still had pizza. Where you bought it and you got the double pizzas and the big long thing. And I was there when they first started the $5 pizzas. It was only Tuesday nights.
Yeah, because they didn't want to do it on Fridays, because Fridays would be like both the best and worst business decision.
Right.
When I worked at McDonald's for about 4 months was when we had the 29-cent hamburger and 39-cent cheeseburger nights.
God, I remember that. I fucking remember that. That was one of our favorite nights for D&D. One of us was in charge of cheeseburgers. Yep. One of us was in charge of French fries, and one of us was in charge of drinks. And we would just go throw a fucking 10 down or a 20 down and go back to the house with tons of snacks and food. And we would just play D&D from like 5 o'clock on Friday till whenever we fell asleep. Wake up and do it again on Saturday.
Ours was Little Caesars when we would do that. Would be our friend Brandon, his mom worked at the plants. So like weekends, it was literally just him at the house alone. So there'd be like 7 of us in the house, and we'd go get like 5 or 6 Little Caesars pizzas and stay up till like 4 a.m. Friday night, and then and play, D&D all night.
Oh,
I don't know. I just remember food in general being cheaper. I mean, I remember the cheeseburger being 79 cents every day. And now
Rude.
it's like when my daughter started working at McDonald's one morning, she had to go in for training on the mornings. And I'm like, oh man, an egg McMuffin sounds delicious right now. And she kind of gave me a look. I'm like, come on, how much is an egg McMuffin? She's like, an actual egg McMuffin, not the sausage egg McMuffin? I'm like, yeah, why? She's like, well, the sausage egg McMuffin's on sale. Buy one, get one for $2. I'm like, how much is a regular egg McMuffin? She's like, $5.59.
ugh.
That was exactly the sound I made. And so I went to the grocery store and I got some eggs. And
Although I'm going to say this now, it's probably cheaper to get the Egg McMuffin today.
Yes, it still is.
yeah,
and-
back then,
and
though, egg pen jumped up like they were. It was still like $2 for a dozen.
Still, like, granted, I know time is a non-zero factor, or time is free technically, but it's also the factor of like, do I have everything I need to both prepare and then clean up after doing this?
Yeah, I mean, no, and I get it. But yeah, no, we started doing that. So we just keep stuff here to make egg McMuffins when I get that taste. Now it's not often, but it's kind of like the oil change, right? I used to get the oil change for like $20 from the dealer.
Now
And
it's
one
like
morning-
60.
Well, I had like a deal because I bought the car there in so many years. It was like
Saying
cheap.
now it's, I mean,
But-
now it's like 60.
But I went in there and I was bitching because no matter when I took my car there, I was there for 4 hours. And so
Yep.
I asked him, he's like, hey, we'll get you in first thing. You will be the first car on the rack. And so I was there at 6:45 in the morning. I was watching the guys clock in for work. They take my car. I was still there past noon. And so
Yep.
after that, I started going to like Take 5 and paying at the time like $80. But I was in and out in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it's worth it. Hey, Glitch, we volunteered you for something. Oh, he's still on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he has his
Yeah.
headphones on yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta wait for the headphones to go on.
I'm
All
at the
right, sorry
point
about
now
that.
where it's still cheaper for me to eat out than grocery shop.
If you're single or if you got 2 people, or even like us right now with my wife, my daughter, and me, for the most part, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
I know one time we ate at home. We went to McDonald's the next day. We went to Red Lobster the third day. Our cheapest meal and most filling was Red Lobster.
Well, and again, it's also going to determine like what you get too. Like if you're gonna eat like fast food, yes, like there's a middle ground. Like something like Chipotle is probably going to be cheaper if you buy enough of the ingredients and make the stuff yourself. But like McDonald's is still cheaper, and like places like Red Lobster are still cheaper because of like the price of the ingredients on both ends of the spectrum.
I don't know. I mean, you go to McDonald's and you get an extra value meal, large drink, large
that's what I'm
fry,
saying.
maybe.
But
It's 18 to
McDonald's
$20.
but we are back.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
No, it's good.
I haven't seen the wife in a while, and I like to talk to her at least once or twice a day. And it's 10 o'clock there.
I
Where
see
she's
my
at,
wife-
she's
I
getting
see
ready
my
to
wife
bed.
every day, and I'm in the same boat. She's like, I wouldn't have married her if I didn't want to spend all the time with her.
I love my wife. So
Listen, don't you be giving my wife any ideas, you two.
look,
Like,
I like my bachelor life when she's gone for a couple of days, and then I'm like, where's my person?
Yeah.
Everyone asks us the secret to a good marriage, and we explain distance. Stay the hell away from each other. Then you have nothing to argue about.
That's fair.
So we had an idea if you could get one of your drone or your agents to ride one of his drones. So we
Sure.
have something smarter than the drone's base intelligence to patrol and then keep an eye out for if the officer leaves.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got agent with a
Or
pilot
someone
program.
shows up.
Got 2 agents with pilot program.
Okay.
Oh, see, there were rules for it.
Yep.
Felt like there
Agent-
would have been.
Agent with a pilot program, and I can tack on I got an attack program too if we wanted to add that in there. That's all right.
I mean, that's only if the drone got hacked.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, agent with a pilot program. What do we want to do for the parameters on it? Or do we want to keep a constant control kind of thing?
Yeah, so it should be kind of running perimeter patrol. And we're looking to see if this cop goes anywhere. The hard part's going to be if anyone goes to the cop. That's going to be a lot harder to tell, I suppose.
Especially if he goes somewhere outside of like what would be his normal routine, like going to work the next morning kind of thing.
Okay, we'll upload an agent program to it. We want to do like explicit instructions to contact us then if if he leaves or goes anywhere, and we can just follow him with the drone.
Okay.
I think
Sounds
that works.
good to me.
All right. So you got that all loaded up, and agents got there. You got the drone hovering where the drone be hovering. Breacher's going to hang out wherever Breacher's going to hang out. I think you said you were staying, or were you staying nearby, or were you going back?
Well,
to
I think I think the idea was with the agent, I didn't have to stay nearby, right? So I'd be going back to the safe house.
Okay. That works. You guys head back to the safe house. What are you doing to pass the time before time skip to morning?
I'm going to work on that as technology's terminal.
Okay.
Got some
Shit,
extended
I forgot about that.
So I think
I'm going to contact my talisman.
Oh, go on.
Go ahead.
No, go on.
I was just going to say I'm going to contact my talismonger contact and get some more binding supplies in case I need them.
Okay. Breacher? Bueller?
I got this new yet. I should probably start looking at ways to invest in the drone or the car. So I'll be online shopping.
Okay. You get a hold of your talismonger really easily. What do you need to put an order in for?
Just some binding supplies. I'm basically looking for like a Force 4 binding supplies. I think they run 500 per Force rank. I'm making sure. Magical equipment. Oh, I hate when I'm zooming in and I zoom in way too hard. Phrasing. It's one of the things I hate about the equipment section for magic is like here's some of the magical gear costs, but you also need to go here.
It's a problem with the book in general with its formatting. 6th edition is way worse.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Sixth
Like I
edition.
got 6th edition, but I didn't even look at it.
I really like
is
it. Its overall setup, design, everything about it. I really, really liked it. 4th is good. I think 5th is superior. 6th, I think, was a step back even beyond. The organization was terrible. The overall, I just didn't care for it. What I read of it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Force 4, so it'd be 2,000 new yen.
Okay. Yeah. Send the credits over, and I'll have a drone drop things off.
Dankeschön.
All right.
Yeah, I'll actually do my shopping and stuff offline.
Offline?
Yeah, like I'm not going to go through it right now because there's
Okay.
way too many options.
All right. And then as far as the Aztecology laptop or cyber terminal goes, uh, you were able to crack that a little bit back. And yeah, this engine does look pretty promising. It hasn't even been made into a prototype yet, so this is all just kind of theoried out. But it should be way more efficient on the electric motor side of things. Get you about, it says double, but some of the tests on there also suggest that it might only be a quarter of the additional range. But either way, all of the data looks very promising for what it can do.
Okay. We'll go through that. I also need to like revamp the actual data terminal for personal use. As of now, it hasn't been connected back to the net. So I wanted to. It was like a series of extended tests to basically make it my own. Remove any chance that it's gonna link back to as technologies or any of that stuff. Or worst case scenario, I part it out for hardware components that I can use and software components that I can use.
Okay. I'm not sure what I would roll for that, if anything.
I thought we were doing an extended software and an extended hardware test.
Ah, yes, that sounds right. That does sound good. So just go ahead, throw those if you want, and let me know.
Right, give me 2 seconds. On the hardware, I have the tools. Two seconds. Okay.
Time's up.
Just counting dice.
Usually in visual roller, it still needs borrow dice. Yeah, I guess some people have written some of the APIs for the Foundry for Shadowrun.
That was the hardware test. That was 3 successes on the hardware test.
Okay.
I need a software one. Five successes on the software.
So that sounds pretty successful on both sides of things. What does that look like for you?
As far as, I'm sorry?
What do you get out of that? Like, what was your end goal?
My end goal is to just basically make it, for one, to where I want to remove the as technology pieces of software out of it so that it doesn't, dial home and say, "Hey, look, I'm a stolen piece of equipment." I want to make it for personal use. And then same thing with the hardware. I want to make sure that the hardware doesn't have any signal, like homing signal, like, "Hey, dial home. This shit's missing."
Okay. With those successes, you accomplished the task. You're pretty sure you're good on that.
Excellent.
You're
It's not
pretty
really
sure.
a portable one, but it's going to be useful for at-home usage.
Yeah. And I think that was the last of things that we're looking to get done.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sure.
Time skip to the next morning. What time do you guys wake up versus Kevin's report to work at 9?
Probably 8.
Yeah, probably about 8:30.
Okay.
I'll get up at like 6 or 7 just so I can keep an eye out for the delivery of my supplies.
Okay.
I'm sure I've been burning the candle coating and everything throughout the night, so I'm going to be a little drowsy, I would imagine. Although I am nocturnal, so.
So right around 7:30ish, one of their drone spirits shows up. It's just a wind spirit of the air, and it's got a box, and it drops the box at your doorstep, bangs on the door, and whooshes off.
Bye.
It's an air spirit. It can't talk.
Sure. But I can still be polite.
Jadis
The
is still gonna-
drones that I would say the drones that deliver food across the university campus I work at can't talk either, but I still am polite and say bye to them.
All right. And I guess everybody else wakes up in time. And Kevin's
I'll make sure they are.
okay. Kevin's going to be hitting his desk right around 9 o'clock to clock in at the sergeant's desk and then go do the turn ins. As his meeting with his union rep.
Mm.
Who he's going
The
to.
drone's already been recalled.
Okay. You recall your drone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, we can't. We've got no eyes in there to know exactly what's happening. We just gotta cross our fingers and hope. Glitch.
No. I'm not going to try to hack Lone Star. I'm not that good.
No.
I'm good.
Even if you are, it's still like risky as hell.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't even want to bring that kind of heat down. But I wonder. I should have did it while I was at his house. I should have got a line into his comm link so we could hear what was going on.
Okay. So I'll just narrate the aftermath here for this. So with that information, Lone Star was able to go ahead and make an arrest of Al Glenry, an orc who later investigations from Star revealed was an operative for some terrorist organization tied to the Sons of Sauron, who had some issues in the Seattle Metroplex for a while. Apparently had some beef with an elf gaining popularity and possibly getting a seat on the council. He was taken into custody with minimal issues. There was a bit of an armed standoff, but he was taken into custody and is currently sitting in a King County jail awaiting trial.
Nice.
Frankie gets back to you. And Frankie goes, he calls all three of you on a conference line. And
Okay.
he pops up. He's in a suit and tie. You know, he's back in work clothes, but he's not in his office. At least it doesn't look like his office. Well, all right, here's the deal, guys. I'm staying out of Seattle for a bit, and I might suggest you guys do that as well. I did some calling around here, and it turned out that Al guy was actually a operative for Horizon themselves. Looks like you guys are going to be playing the patsy here for that work with Winry over at the apartment Greenway. It was looking like she was going to get a seat on the council, and they wanted to nip that in the bud. And also, have you guys seen the news lately? You're all a little bit famous here. Your exploits have been being sold on the market back end for beetles. Apparently, they were marketing your shadow runs here as a form of black market cash. So they were using you to drum up money as well.
Well, that should exonerate us, shouldn't it?
Yeah, with the Lone Star, but not with Horizon. They're none too happy.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you're in this business long enough, you're going to piss off some corporation.
Very true, very true. And I'm not saying you need to run. I'm just saying you might want to mind your P's and Q's when around Horizon. Also, I hear Chiba and Lagos are pretty nice this time of year.
Oh, Chiba does sound nice.
You paying for the tickets?
Oh, maybe if I get some work for you guys out here, I'll give you a call.
I like a workcation.
And
Easy enough.
he's gonna pull up another drink. It's another one with an umbrella. And he's gonna say one word before he hangs up, and that's mojito.